The thing that's hard with athletes, specifically football, I'm gonna talk football, is everybody thinks they're going to the league. You're not going to the league. And I don't come out and say that to them because they don't want to hear that, right? So I always say, hey, let's prepare for whenever the ball stops playing. Because the honest truth is, even if somebody goes to the league and they play for 10 years, they're still 20, they're in their early 30s, right? There are professionals that are they're working 12-hour, 14-hour days, getting paid $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, and they are creating resources, creating, like I said, career fairs, getting alumni, getting networking nights and all this. And you would be shocked. You would be shocked for you all that are like, well, why won't the athletes take advantage? How many athletes show up? So you can't make things mandatory, right? And we want to make things mandatory, but the athletes will fight back on that, right? The same ones, not all, but the same ones who are saying they're not prepared would fight back on mandatory programming. So you do programming, you do all this, you get all this set up, you pay for food, you pay for this, and then 20 athletes show up. 20 out of whatever. If you do something for our athletic department, it's 600 athletes overall, places I've been, and 50 show up, right? And some schools don't have the resources, but the one, I know there are a lot who do have resources, and athletes need to. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to do a podcast episode on this. So I'm going to give y'all an example. This is something that I did, try to help my athletes when I was at the University of Houston. The Miami Dolphins were coming into town to play the Texans, and they had their director of player engagement, Caleb Thornhill, sent an email to athletics, to our department. Hey, we're going to be in town. I'm going to bring a couple people from the Dolphins. If any players want to learn about working in pro sports, we'll sit down with them. He brought 4 people. One of them was a senior vice president who was from Houston, rest his soul, Jason Jenkins. I think he went to Willow Ridge and played at Texas Tech. Senior vice president, right? 5 people from the Miami Dolphins sat on a panel. I'm sending flyers. I sent messages to the players. I go in the locker room before lunch. Hey, y'all, the Miami Dolphins here. You want to know how many of 120 of my players came to this? 2. You know how many of my players said they wanted to work in sports? 80.